I was first inspired to start a cancer drug repository a handful of years ago when one of my oncologists at that time had received medication from a patient. He set it down in front of me on my desk and said, "Here's a Honda Civic." This was a 1-month supply of medication for this patient that cost probably about $20,000 for that 1-month supply, and we were just gonna have to waste it.
I discovered that I had my cancer. I had a backache and a really bad backache that wouldn't go away. And they thought that it was just, from me sitting at a desk, too many hours a day and working too much on my keyboard. That wasn't the case. Then I wound up in the emergency room after some of the medication they prescribed for, my backache. None of that worked. And my blood levels were all crazy. And so then they came into me and said, "You have cancer." When you have cancer, everything is difficult. Nothing's easy. It gets to be all-encompassing. So, yeah. The biggest hiccup for me was my insurance company denying one of my medications. As your patient, you can't believe that why are they denying this, what your doctor deems a necessary treatment?
We have other patients that are waiting for this medication, and I'm just gonna have to dispose of this. I started reviewing what options I had to be able to reuse these medications and found out we could do the cancer drug repository and went from there. We had a lot of donated medications that we're just sitting on, and there's some storage restrictions, so we needed to be able to turn it over quickly and have another spot where we could send it if we had a lot of donated medications. YesRx is a nonprofit organization that receives donated medications from patients, and they're able to then use that medication for other patients across the state.
The process in getting the medication through YesRx, for me, in my experience, has been really easy. It's really just a conversation with my oncologist's office and the people in my oncologist's office, and that's really all it is. And then they have it for me, so I just get to pick it up from them. It couldn't really be any easier. I didn't have to go anyplace else. I didn't have to spend a bunch of time trying to track this stuff down. It was just a weight lifted off my shoulders.
It's one point of contact, really. Do we have this? Yes, we do, and they facilitate everything for us. They've also been able to support organizations' practices by providing the funding that's needed just to ship these medications across the state. We have patients that sometimes we're waiting months because their copay is $2,000 a month.
We didn't realize until my insurance kept denying this medication also how expensive it was. It's $19,000 for 21 days. And my brother said, "Oh, we'll try and pay for it out of pocket." And then they were like, "Oh, it's $19,000. So it's like, what?
Cancer itself already is a very stressful time in their lives, and then you add the financial aspects on top of it. I have patients on a weekly basis now, since the YesRx network was formed, that I'm able to supply with medication from the cancer drug repository. I can put a request in, find out if somebody has a repository medication across the state somewhere, and I can get it as soon as next day.
My oncologist had also explained to me kind of the vetting process of that donated medication. It was really life-saving, I think. And if you looked at all my numbers like I just did today with my oncologist, it's made a huge difference.
The response has been really overwhelmingly positive. We are getting medication in the hands of patients quicker, and that's ultimately our goal. I would encourage healthcare providers to become involved and learn more about this program. We certainly have seen a change, a reduction in the time from prescribing of the cancer medication to the time when the patients are started on it.
So in my cancer journey, my oncologist and their team, they're the ones who've helped me along every step of the way. Without them being involved with YesRx, I would never have known about the program.
Certainly, we're getting medications to patients a lot more quickly, but also just overall satisfaction for not only patients, but other physicians and other staff. It has been really heartwarming to see patients that are able to receive medication that they were concerned about. Patients that donate the medications oftentimes are just as excited, eager as the patients that are receiving these medications. and it makes a world of difference for everybody that's involved with it. I would encourage any oncology practice to investigate it further. I do not believe you would be disappointed.
My advice to all the care providers is do it. There's no downside to it. There's only upside to it. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to anybody.